Welcome. So, I hope you guys are doing great. So, today in this video, we are going to see how we can create um, uh, an API which will turn your text into an speech using Azure AI Speech Service and .NET Core. So, as usual, we'll be going about this API in three major steps. One is that we'll create an Azure speech resource in the Azure portal. Then we'll create a .NET Core wrapper API which will communicate with the Azure speech resource. And then finally, we'll be testing our application either through Swagger or through Postman. So let's hop on to the Azure portal. I'm at Azure portal. All you need to do is go to the Azure Foundry, and when you expand more services, you will find a speech service over here. Let's click on speech service here. So once you click on speech service, I have my own created for me, but you will have to create your own. In that case, you just click on the create button. Once you click on the create button, it will guide you through few basic steps. Once you complete that, Azure will deploy your speech service resource. Once the speech service resource is deployed, just click on the speech service the way I'm showing it to you for my resource. Now here two things are important. One is the endpoint and manage key, pretty standard for most of the Azure resources. Now keep this handy because this will be required in our .NET Core wrapper API to communicate with this resource. So here we are having our API. Now I have named it as speak, which accepts a parameter of type string. Now this is where we are going to send our text, and the first check is pretty standard. If there is no or the text is empty, we are returning the user with a message that the text is required. And then in this line, I'm calling a private method which I've created. Let's go and see what exactly we are doing here. So essentially this private method, what it is doing is essentially converting your text into an speech audio using the Azure speech service. So here I'm setting up the speech configuration object with the help of the speech key and the region. Once this is done, then we are creating our synthesizer, speech synthesizer object uh, by passing in the configuration object into its constructor. Once this is done, we are going to invoke a speech text async method. Now this is the method which is going to convert our text to an speech. Then we are just checking if the speech synthesis was successful. If it is successful, then we are returning the audio. Just in case if anything goes wrong, we are returning um, the speech synthesis has failed and whatever the reason for it. So let's go back to our parent method. Now here, uh, whatever is being written as a byte, we are sending it to the UI to the caller in the form of an audio wave file. Uh, so yeah, so this is pretty much we are doing here. Pretty simple and a straightforward implementation. Now let's see how this works. Okay, so let's hop on to Postman. Now here I already have tested this API with my previous request, but let me do it again here for you guys. Let me click on the send button. But before that, I'll just show you that this is an HTTP post method as we have seen in our API. This is the URL, and what I'm passing here is this is fantastic work. Just a pretty simple, straightforward text. And let's see how we get the response. So I've sent the request. So as you can see, it has already spoken out. This is the response which we have got. But let me click on the returned response once again. So as you can see, this is the text which we gave, and we are able to hear the audio version of it. So that's all. for this video. I hope you have liked the video. Thank you. Now we also have a text article for this text to speech API. You'll have to visit devtechie.com, and here you can see the text version of it. The benefit of visiting here is that you can easily get your code from the uh, uh, from this blog article, and you can just hook it onto your local environment to test for your own self. So do visit this website, and for your testing purpose you can just hook the code straight away out from this website. Thank you. For more on Azure AI, .NET Core, data engineering, and Swift UI, visit devtechie.com.